What's going on, people? Now it's Wednesday, 23rd. Cheers. Interesting reading people's comments. Music is wonderful and it's very subjective. That's the one thing that is real clear to me. It's like music is what it is to the individual. And bringing up the whole idea of dreamy, lovely, wonderful music has been great because it's very individual. And I like the subject. So, for example, some folks have brought stuff up. Spirit, 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus. I love that album, but that does not, for me, it has never been an experience, a dream-like experience for me. I have it. It's a very good album, but it doesn't fit the dream pop. For my, see, that's why we're talking, because each one of us has our own experience, which is fine. That's what's beautiful. Before I got a proper copy of this album, I ended up with a copy of the album with no cover. And so years ago, as a teen, I mocked up this cover for it. And I just keep the record even though it's trashed. But it's interesting to hear people's comments. And indeed, there's a lot of soul music, black music that is very dreamlike. Someone mentioned Robert Wyatt. Now, Robert Wyatt's music, Canterbury music, is very, very special to me. And I had to think about that. It doesn't strike me in the same dreamy way that I'm talking about for me. Robert Wyatt and Canterbury music in general, they inhabit a whole place in my life. Let me just try to grab some Robert Wyatt. Oh, excuse me. I'll just make sure I show this one. So, like, for example, someone was mentioning the dreamy quality of Rock Bottom. And I see what they're saying. But for me, because of my history with Robert Wyatt and knowing what was going on and when this came out, there's a melancholy somberness that is more that's more what I get from this album. And the matching mold too. Melancholy, kind of solemn. Melancholy and dream aren't the same for me. I like both. But dreamlike is, each one of us gets to say what that means to us, okay? So I like this conversation. Here's another Robert Wyatt. I got a bunch of Robert Wyatt in the end of an ear. So I finished the Dave Newhouse bass track yesterday, and I swear that must have really been stressing me out because my hand really hurts today, like tendons. And it's like I didn't play that hard, but it's like to finally finish the piece, I think it was stressing me out I need to get this done. And I did. So, just to show what is sitting out here, I may do a poll, I may not. I played most of this last night. The Story of Genesis. It's Japanese pressing compilation of early material. And it's notable because of the pressing. This is one of those Japanese pressings where it's like, man, really sounds good. It's just really noticeable. It's a noticeably sweet pressing. And I just love Genesis. Always love Genesis. Here's something I think the folks from Palm Musique sent to me. I think National Park System. There's no information about this online anywhere that I can find. But this is a 12-inch single that they sent me. And I really like the first side of this, particularly the first track, Silver Minor. I found myself playing that a couple times yesterday. Electronic and churny and juicy. It's really, really good. I said, wow, this is really good. Another record that was sent to me, I forget who sent me these things, but thank you, folks. I really do appreciate it. Something on the Tone Float label. This guy, Dirk Serries, Microphonics. And this is drone wash sound, real effective, real good, very, very, very good, immersive, real good. This one came to, I bought this years ago because I just, it was cheap, and I knew it was going to be some of that sort of like up-tempo jazz that I really don't care for, but my appreciation for it has increased over years. Masayoshi Takanaka, Jolly Jive. And this is where it's to my ears, it's the Japanese really trying to cop that post-fusion sound in America. Slightly funky, up-tempo, even romantic at times. Good playing on this. Jolly Jive. One of my brother's albums. I mentioned it because it's all beat up and stuff. But Pat Martino, Footprints. What a player and what a story to. He had that stroke, and then he forgot who he was. He forgot how to play guitar, and he learned it and got it all back. Excellent player. Excellent voice on the guitar. Kleenex, Liliput. This is good stuff. It's just, the story about the band and how they were kind of ahead of the times where they're from, I think Scotland or Sweden, maybe? Sweden? This is good, though. Good stuff. So, more on the discus music. I listened more to this. Ron Caines, Martin Archer, Axis, Port of Saints. This is just really good stuff. And the thing about these players is it's they have something to say and they're into it. And so once the music starts and you engage in it, it's wonderful. It is. Hats off to Discus Music for following the muse. I'm certain that this is a challenge to keep going financially. So I hope that I can help by encouraging people to check that music out because it's worth it. It is. I don't know why, but I got a copy. I got a gold mine in the mail yesterday. I don't have a subscription. Okay, that's, in a nutshell, that's kind of where I'm at today. And only other thing to mention is that looks like I'm going to go see Gary Newman tomorrow night. Wasn't planning on it. I've seen him before, and when I saw him the last time he came through, I was surprised at how good he was. But it turns out that the drummer from RAF, he and his wife, they've just moved to Arizona, but he'd already bought his tickets to the show. Turns out that he is not going to be able to come back for the show, so he sold it to me. So I'll be seeing Gary Newman tomorrow night. No, I don't have any Gary Newman records, a couple singles. When Two Boy Army came out, I could already tell, it's like, oh, this is kind of like following the leader as opposed to being the leader, even though Gary Newman in the mainstream is seen as some kind of pioneer by some, but I already knew. Anyway, talk to you.